Hello friend, this is me, your host. Welcome back to our channel. I hope you all are well and doing great. So today I'm back with another video to give review on another books. So if you guys wanted to buy our best-selling books, you can buy it from our page, which link is given below. So today I'm back with another videos, which three of them are the crime thrilling historical stories. So here we're going to see the three books in this video. So the first one which we're going to see today is The Intruder. The Intruder is another mind-twisting psychological thriller that proves why is she one of today's most compelling voices in domestic suspense fiction. Known for her knack for unreliable narrators, shocking twists, and morally complex characters. McFadden once again delivers a story that's as addictive as it's unnerving. At its core, The Intruder is about fear, memory, and the fragile boundary between safety and danger. It asks what happens when your past refuses to stay buried. The novel builds a claustrophobic tension around a family whose peaceful life begins to crumble the moment a mysterious stranger enters their home and their minds. McFadden's storytelling formula is deceptively simple. Take ordinary people, insert them into a seemingly relatable situation, and then pull the rug out from under with layer after layer of deceit. In The Intruder, she does this masterfully. Even every chapter is a test of trust, not just between characters, but between the readers and the story itself. Plot summary. The novel centers on Dr. Eliza Benedict, a successful psychologist and mother who seems to have it all. A thriving career, a loving husband, and two children who complete her perfect perfect suburban life. But beneath the surface, Eliza hides a painful secret. Years ago, something happened, something she has tried to forget. Her life takes a chilling turn when a man named Danny begins showing up uninvited. He seems to know far too much about her. Her family and her home. At first, Eliza dismisses him as a confused patient, perhaps a stranger with mental health issues. But soon, Danny's appearances become more deliberate. And more dangerous. He breaks into her house. He leaves her strange notes. He follows her children. And that one day he confronts her face to face, not with threats but with memories. Danny claims he knows Eliza from her past, from a time she has worked so hard. She has worked so hard to erase, but how? Why does he seem to know things no one else could possibly know? Is he a delusional stalker or someone who's telling the truth? As the story unfolds, Eliza's perfect life begins to unravel. Her husband starts doubting her. Her patients lose faith in her professionalism, and she herself starts questioning her sanity. The deeper she digs into Danny's motives, the closer she gets to a horrifying realization: she is not the victim she thought she was. As McFadden's readers know well, the truth, when it finally arrives, is never what it seems. Character analysis. Eliza Benedict. Eliza is a quintessential McFadden heroine. Complex, flawed, and not entirely trustworthy. At first glance, She is composed and sympathetic, a hard-working woman who helps others overcome trauma. But as the layers peel back, we begin to see cracks in her moral and emotional facade. McFadden builds Eliza's character through subtle inconsistencies in her thoughts and recollections. She is intelligent but defensive, empathetic but sometimes manipulative. Readers start off rooting for her, yet by the midpoint of the novel, many begin to question if Eliza might be true intruder in someone else's life. Her psychological unraveling is written with chilling precision. Every time she denies a truth or hides a piece of her past, McFadden drops a clue that draws readers close to her secret. By the time the final twist arrives, the reader realizes that Eliza's greatest fear was never Danny, it was herself. Danny. Danny is a masterfully crafted antagonist, though him calling a villain feels too simple. McFadden makes him both terrifying and pitiable. He is unpredictable and obsessive, yet his motivations are strangely understandable once the truth is revealed. He is not a monster without reason. He is a man shaped by pain, guilt, and a desperate need for closure. Through Danny, McFadden explores the consequences of memory and trauma, how people's minds twist events to protect themselves from unbearable truths. Throughout the story, readers swing between fear and sympathy for him. Is he a stalker, a victim, or simply a man consumed by someone else's life? McFadden keeps the answer hidden until the last few chapters. And when it comes, it completely redefines how we see both characters. Supporting characters. Eliza's husband, Andrew, plays the role of both support and suspicion. He is the moral counterweight to Eliza's growing instability. His love seems genuine, yet his reactions to the unfolding chaos hint that he too might be hiding something. Children serve as emotional anchors, representing innocence threatened by the sins of their parents. McFadden uses them to heighten the tension, reminding the reader that every decision Eliza makes carries devastating consequences for her family. Themes: the nature of memory and truth. At the heart of the intruder is the question of whether memory can be trusted. McFadden brilliantly manipulates perception, both Eliza's and the reader's, until it's impossible to distinguish what's real from what's imagined. The story exposes how memories are not static. They can be rewritten by guilt, trauma, or fear. Eliza's version of the past is comforting but fragile, and as her suppressed memories resurface, the reader realizes the truth is far more disturbing than the lies she told herself. The illusion of safety. The title, The Intruder, is both literal and symbolic. Tenny's intrusion into Eliza's home mirrors the invasion of her mind. McFadden shows that true danger doesn't always come from outside forces. It can arise from within. Within, from repressed memories and buried guilt. The home, often a symbol of security in domestic thrillers, becomes a place of entrapment. Every locked door, every creaking floorboard, and every unexpected knock becomes a place of becomes a reminder that no one is ever truly safe. Guilt and moral responsibility. Like many of McFadden's novels, The Intruder explores moral gray areas. Eliza's guilt is the engine of the story, not just for what she's done, but for what she's refused to remember. The novel asks unsettling ethical questions. What happens when doing the right thing hurts someone else. Can we ever atone for a crime we have? Can we ever atone for a crime we have convinced ourselves we didn't commit? The psychology of obsession. Danny's fixation on Eliza's blurs the line between love and vengeance. His obsession grows out of hatred, but from an emotional wound that has that has festered for years. McFadden uses his character to dissect how obsession can become a form of imprisonment, not just for the obsessed, but also for the object of their fixation. Overall evaluation. The Intruder is Freda McFadden at her best. Tightly written, emotionally charged, and psychologically devastating. It's a story about secrets, guilt, and the lies people tell to survive. The pacing is relentless, the suspense expertly sustained, and expertly sustains, and the characters so flawed and human that readers can't help but see parts of themselves in them. For the fans of The Housemaid, Never Lie, The Co-worker, the novel continues McFadden's tradition of smart, shocking, and emotionally layered thrillers. It's a reminder that scariest monsters are not always strangers. Sometimes they live inside us. Conclusion. Freda McFadden, The Intruder, is haunting exploration of memory, guilt, and the fragile boundaries between truth and illusion. With razor sharp prose and a twist that will leave readers breathless. It cements her reputation as a master of psychological suspense. It's more than just a thriller, it's a psychological study of how far the human mind will go to protect itself from unbearable truths. The novel forces readers to ask, what if the person you fear most is yourself? In The Intruder, McFadden doesn't just tell a story, she pulls readers into a mirror maze of fear and revelation. With every reflection hides another secret. It's chilling, tragic, and unforgettable. The kind of book that stays with you long after the last page is turned. So the next book which we're going to see today in this video is the Beartown by Fredrik Backman. Beartown is not merely a story about hockey. It's a story about people, community, and moral fractures that appear when a town's pride collides with its conscience. First published in 2016, this novel stands as one of Backman's most complex and emotionally charged works. Known for his warm humor and empathy in novels like A Man Called Ovi, Backman takes a darker turn in Beartown, exploring how ambition, loyalty, and shame can twist a town into protecting its image over its truth. Yet, even within that darkness, Beckman reveals the raw humanity that defines us. Our love, our fears, and our desperate search for belonging, set in a small, struggling town deep in the Scandinavian forest. Beartown asks painful questions. What happens when the dream you have built your whole identity around becomes tainted? What do you do when your heroes fall? And how much are we willing to sacrifice or ignore to keep believing in them? Plot summary. Beartown is a fading town, slowly dying under economic decline. The one thing that keeps it alive and gives its people hope is hockey. The local junior hockey team is its pride, its identity, and its future. The community clings to the belief that if the team wins the championship, the town will recover, new investments, and a return to the glory. The story follows a web of interconnected characters, but at its heart, it's is Peter Anderson, the general manager of the Beartown Hockey Club and a former professional player. He devoted his life to the sport and to his family. And to his family. His daughter Maya is a quiet, introspective teenager. His wife Kira is strong and compassionate, trying to hold her family together amid growing pressure. Then there is Kevin Radel, the town's golden boy, the star hockey player, the boy everyone adores and pins their hopes on. He's talented, charming, and destined to lead Beartown to victory. But one night after a party celebrating the team's success, a violent act shatters everything. Maya, Peter's daughter, is sexually assaulted, and Kevin is the accused. What follows is a devastating unraveling of the community. Lines are drawn, people choose sides. Some defend Kevin, claiming boys will be boys, while others stand with Maya, demanding justice. The town that once celebrated unity becomes divided by loyalty, fear, and silence. In the midst of it all, Backman dissects how a community defines itself and how easily morality can be sacrificed when reputation is on the line. Character analysis. Maya Anderson. Maya is the emotional core of Beartown. Through her, Beckman gives voice to survivors of trauma. Trauma portraying her pain and isolation with stunning realism. Maya is not written as a symbol or victim stereotype. She is a teenager who loves music, laughs with friends, and suddenly finds her world collapsing. Peter and Kira Anderson. Peter, as the hockey club manager and Maya's father, embodies the novel's central conflict, the battle between loyalty to the game and loyalty to one's moral compass. He has given everything to Beartown and its team, and now the team destroys his family's peace. His internal struggle is raw and deeply human. He must choose between protecting his daughter and maintaining his position in a town that worships hockey above all. Kira, meanwhile, is the quiet strength holding the family together. Her determination to protect Maya contrasts with Peter's conflicted guilt. Through her, Beckman shows the power of a mother's love and the resilience of women forced to stand firm when the world crumbles around them. Kevin Adral. Kevin's character is chillingly realistic. Beckman doesn't make him in one-dimensional villain. Instead, Kevin is a product of a culture that has always told him he is special, above the rules, above accountability. His actions, his actions stem not just from cruelty but from a lifetime of entitlement and pressure. By the end, Kevin becomes less a character than a reflection of system, one that glorifies talent while excusing abuse. Supporting characters. Beckman populates Beartown with an extraordinary cast. Benji, the fiercely loyal player hiding his own secret, Ahmed, a poor boy with immense talent struggling to fit in, Ramona, the bar owner who acts as the town's conscience, and soon the aging coach who represents old school integrity in a new world driven by greed. Each of these characters add textures to the story, showing how the assault reverberates through every layer of Beartown, from locker rooms to kitchen tables. Writing style. Fredrik Backman's writing in Beartown is lyrical, poetic, and deeply empathetic. His prose often reads like a stream of consciousness, intimate and reflective, as if he's whispering the story directly into the reader's heart. He has a rare gift for blending simplicity with emotional depth. Sentences are short, rhythmic, and hauntingly beautiful. The narrative voice occasionally breaks the fourth wall, addressing readers directly. This town loves hockey, but sometimes hockey doesn't love them back. This style gives the novel a fable like quality while maintaining raw realism. Backman pacing is deliberate, slow, and contemplative in the beginning, then quick and tense as the story darkens. By the time the final act arrives, the emotional build-up is most unbearable. Conclusion. Frederick Backman's Beartown powerful is one of the most powerful works of contemporary fiction. A brutal yet beautiful portrait of humanity under pressure. It confronts the darkness that isn't just a story about hockey or a single tragedy. It's about the fragile bond that holds us together. That holds us together and the bravery it takes to stand up when everything is on the line. Few novels captures both the cruelty and compassion of humanity so honestly. Beartown does, and that's what makes it unforgettable. So here we have the last book which we're going to see today in this video is The Killing Stone by Anne Cleves. Anne Cleves, one of the finest contemporary writers of the British crime fiction, returns with another haunting and atmospheric mystery in The Killing Stones. Best known for her Vera Stanhope Shetland series, Cleves has long been celebrated her ability to combine the intricacies of a detective story with deep emotional insight and a strong sense of place. The Killing Stones, she takes readers back to the rugged beauty of the Scottish Highlands. This time to the Orkney Isles, where ancient legends, community secrets, and modern crimes intertwine in a story that is as moving as it is chilling. This novel serves as both a continuation of Jimmy Perry's journey and a new chapter in his life with Detective Willow Reeves. Cleves weaves an elegant tale that explores not only murder and mystery but also love, grief, loyalty, and the heavy burden of belonging to a close knit island community. The novel is slow burning but intensely atmospheric, filled with emotional complexity, human frailty, and the haunting echoes of the past. It is a reminder that in small communities, secrets are never buried too deep, and even the most peaceful landscapes can conceal the darkest truths. Plot summary. The story begins with a somber and unsettling mood. The Orkney Islands are wrapped in winter darkness, and heavy storms. With Jimmy Paris not living in Orkney with his partner Willow. Willow Reeves and the small child is confronted with tragedy. Archie Stott. Paris' oldest and closest friend goes missing on a stormy night and is later found dead. His skull crushed by a Neolithic story stone, an artifact taken from the local heritage museum. The murder is brutal and for personal for the emotional stakes are heavy. Paris' professionalism is tested, his impartiality questioned, and his grief constantly threatening to overwhelm him. As Paris begins to investigate, quickly realizes how complicated the case truly is. The island's small population means that everyone knows everyone else, and that familiarity hides layer of grudges. Top grudges, old secrets, and tangled loyalties. Archie was a local hero, a fisherman, and a community man. But beneath the surface, he had enemies and conflicts. His relationships with his wife, friends, and neighbors weren't as simple as they appeared. The murder weapon, the killing stone, adds another dimension. It isn't just about a blunt object, it carries centuries of history and superstitions. The story stones of Orkney are said to hold the power of the past to remember what they have witnessed. This intertwining of archaeology, folklore, and murder gives the novel a unique texture. A texture as if the island itself is whispering clues to those who will listen. As the investigation unfolds, Paris and Willow find themselves unearthing not only the truth about Archie's death but also the darker undercurrents of their community. More deaths follow, and the clues grow murkier. Under the final revelation, as the investigation unfolds, Pero and Willow find themselves unearthing not only the truth about Archie's death but also the darker undercurrents. conclusion, The Killing Stone is more than a murder mystery. It's a meditation on memory, community, and the ties that binds and break us. Anne Cleves has once again proven why she stands among the greats of modern crime fiction. Through Jimmy Perez's sorrow, Willow's strength, and the haunting beauty of Orkney, she explores how the past continues to echo through the present, how stone, every person, and every secret carries a story. The novel reminds us that truth, like archaeology, is about patience, courage, and the willingness to dig deeper, no matter no matter how painful what we find may be. The Killing Stone is both a powerful human drama and a beautifully constructed mystery, and an unforgettable journey into the heart of loss, loyalty, and the unrelenting search for truth. So, this is all we have from this book. I hope you guys like the book, like the stories of these three crime thrilling mystical stories. If you did, don't forget to press the like button. And if you wanted to suggest any other book for a review, you can also tell me in the comment sections. I'll surely make a video on that video books too. And if you wanted to buy any one of these best-selling books, you can visit our Amazon page and buy it from there. So I'll be back with another videos with another books. Till then, just take care and goodbye.